Okay, now let's get into setting up the camera. So the camera anchor is here. And what I did to just create a relative point on the table where I would know where the player deck would spawn. There's this tiny little cube I placed here. I scale it down, placed it there, and I found out when I go to camera anchor, not only do I need this negative 90, I need the X negative 90. So you can't see the cube from this angle, but you can see it's over here, right? It's on the left. So when I push play, we know this is where the player deck will spawn, and over here is the enemy. So we know the camera anchor is in the right position, but negative 90, negative 90, 0, just for reference, and we can delete this cube. So that's just setting up the anchor. Now, you definitely probably have questions on, like, hold on, I have to stop this. Probably have questions on, like, wait, how did you get the camera? Well, to get the camera, you go into Window, Place Actors, and Cine Camera Actor, and you drag it. Just start off by dragging it into the level, and wherever you place this, you want to put the so wherever you place this, it's gonna see from top down. And obviously, we can play with the camera, but for now, let's just try to get a functioning game. And we have spawn points. So once you have the Cine camera, what you do is you have to make a game mode. I would make the game mode first. New folder called game mode. Create blueprint game mode for now. And make sure that the pawn class is none. Compile and save. That's basically all you do for that. And after that, you go into world settings, make sure you're using blueprint game mode, and then you click right here on the blueprint icon tool and open level blueprint. Now these are the nodes. Obviously we have to do this in C++, but let's take a look at these nodes. You start with event begin play, you connect it to get all actors of class, and then you choose the BP blueprint table, and obviously we made that earlier when we made a blueprint of the mesh, and you go from the out actors and you get a copy, and then you do the camera anchor, Cine camera actor, which if you need to get that, you go into this level, and if you sometimes if you want to make it easier on you, you just pull this out, and then you can go into your outliner, just grab that, and you'll be able to put it in there. I have it in there, so obviously I'm not going to do it twice. And then you set actor rotation, and you pull off the camera anchor, and make sure you label it like this, and you pull it off to get world rotation, and you put that into the new rotation here. You pull off this execution node, set actor transform, and off of the camera anchor again, you get world transform, and you plug that into the new transform. Add a player, get player controller, pull off this and another camera actor, the same way we did before. It might automatically do that too, but you need to. And this one you put into the new target view. You keep these 0. If you want a more like smooth transition, you could change it to 0.5, not 5. And you put the target into get player controller, compile. And when you have all this, X out that if you want. You have the game mode. And actually let me actually pull that back up. Right here in blueprints or blueprint level. And you have to make sure teleport is checked. This is unchecked. And this is the table blueprint, whether it's the code or the blueprint version. And this is 0. When you get a copy, make sure that array is 0. Save. And so now when you push play, that's the smooth transition. Instead of instant, you can go, and it looks like an animation. But for now, I think what I want to do is just do it instantly. And now I'm going to change back to 0. File save. File save. Save, everything's saved. Okay, so now it's instant. And next is going to be making the blueprint for the deck and the cards. And we have 2 decks. We have 26 cards for the player and 26 cards for the enemy that will spawn right here. And obviously we'll make new spawn points for the card flip and the animations, and that's next. But this is already the basic steps to building the level and the gameplay. So now another thing is perforce. So when you want to submit something, there's 2 ways to get to it. First, you go to view changes. You go to tool. Let's do this again. You go to tools, view changes. I'll pull this over here so you can see here are all the changes. And submit change list. There's naming conventions with this. Added. Center camera. Player spawn. Player/enemy spawn. Deck spawn point. That's pretty much it. In blueprint. Testing map. So we're gonna submit that. It looks like everything's submitted fine. And just to double check, what you do is you open up P4V, log in. And it's here. And just to check, there's no extra files, everything's green. Now you guys can retrieve the repository, or pull the repository. So already we have a starting point. We have places for the cards to go. We have a level. Obviously it's on a Waffle House. There's no pigs yet. There's no animations. But this is a great start.